this Sunday, okay, so 30th of March, as long as CurseForge approves everything, we are releasing update 17. And sure, there will be bugs that you guys find, and you report them on the Vault Hunter Discord. One of the features is the new uniques, or the fact that we have new uniques. I've spawned them into my world here so that I can show them to you. The jewels are not new, but I want to show them anyway because I got requests to have a look at the jewels because no one's seen them. I think that a lot of people that play Vault Hunters in update 16, where we added the uniques, I think there are a lot of people that don't know about uniques at all. Probably someone watching don't know about uniques. But they are a big part of the game, and unique gear can really make or break a build. It's supposed to be a creative outlet where you can be like, oh, if I have this one unique, I can make this weird build using, I don't know, Frost Nova and Stompa or Cold Snap or whatever. I think it's something that is very, very exciting in Vault Hunters. So let's have a look at them. We're gonna go through them one by one. And then we can talk a little bit about the uniques that were already in the game. One thing that we've done in Update 17, I'm sure this hasn't passed you by if you watched all the Vault Hunts video, is the new Unique Codex. This is a book that will tell you not just about the unique, but it will also tell you where to find it. So far, it's a little bit mysterious, like it doesn't actually show what the unique does. I'm not sure if we're going to do that or not, but it's something that we're thinking about. But I think it's important. My philosophy here is, how many of you, when you play a video game, and hand on your heart now, don't be silly, how many of you actually find things in games without looking it up on the internet? I just know from my own experience, like if I play Diablo, which is a very casual game, like I'll go on max roll, I'll find a build. And I'll do that build. It's quite monotone, but it's like, it gives me a little quest or something to do. And so I think that like because of that, I felt like, well, if we can bring things into the game to make people aware, at least aware that the uniques exist, and a little bit of a like introduction, like this helmet gives you scatter javelins extra power. If I'm playing with scatter javelins and I'm new to Vault Hunts, I'm like, okay, what's the Helm of the Warbound all about? It drops in the raid vaults. Okay, so I gotta do raid vaults, right? Or, you know, I'm a lucky hit enjoyer. This is the best helmet for lucky hit. Okay, well, I'm gonna do that. So, I don't know. I think the Unique Codex is gonna be a huge addition for a lot of people. Even if you look up things on the internet, I think it's a good, like, sell to you as a gamer when you're playing. Like, okay, so there are items outside of just looting ornate chests. What is the lab? The lab is one of the rooms, one of the challenge rooms. It's already in the pack in Update 16. But yeah, I mean, it's in Update 17, you're going to be able to craft it. Where's my inscription table? There. Yeah, in Update 17, you're going to be able to craft it. And it's this thing here with like the laboratory. Maybe I should write laboratory in the codex instead. So, in Update 17, we got some new ones. And these are level 100, by the way, but they can be found on any level, okay? You can find them on level 21, you can find them on level 54, and of course, just like Vault Gear, the stats changes depending on the level. Let's have a look at the first one, the Honey Stick. And again, this is a level 100 example, but as I say, they do come in all levels. So the Honey Stick is a sword. The unique property of this sword is that it has both shocking hit and stun chance. And you can see the values here, like it's a pretty broad range, but basically you can find this up to 100% shocking hit. And shocking is like Vault Hunter's own knockback. It's very underused at the moment, and I think it's because it's pretty bad. But the idea with this is that this is pretty good for a pacifist playstyle. You knock the mobs back or you stun them. You don't really care about damage. That's at least the idea. The philosophy, and I should say this, the philosophy for uniques in Vault Hunters isn't necessarily that they're going to be the best items in the game. In fact, it's never going to be that. The philosophy is that they should always be the best niche item in the game. So for example, they should be able to support a playstyle and be better at that playstyle, but not generically better than anything else. Does this make sense? This is a bit hard maybe to understand, or maybe I'm bad at explaining it. But for example, if you want the highest lucky hit you can possibly get and you're willing to sacrifice armor for it, the Jester hat that we looked at here, this thing here, is going to be the best. It doesn't have armor, but it has double lucky hit rolls. So, best niche in slot, but not necessarily the best items that you can possibly get. Because if they were, the game would just be about finding uniques and nothing else. Nothing would matter. Like, this sword wouldn't matter, you know? And so yeah, there it is. That's the honey stick. It's not super interesting. I think that it has uses for pacifist playstyles that don't want to kill mobs, but just want to get rid of them. Quite excited to see if some people play with this, but it doesn't really enable a build. It's more of a player style type of thing. Knockback and honey, fail. Iskallibur should be on the hammer. Damn, you're right. You're right. The lore is a bit fail. Yeah, no, I think Hell for Gamers is actually right. Maybe we need to change the model and the lore behind it. The next item, the next new unique item, is the Gladiator's Buckler. First of all, I love this model. This is such a good model. Look at that. It looks amazing. Here's the shield. It has block chance. It has attack speed, which no other shield has. And it has every third attack deals 40 to 120% extra damage. Yeah, this shield is probably going to be pretty popular. It's pretty insane. Like, every third attack, almost double your damage. I can see a lot of use cases for this shield. Obviously, I'm a shield enjoyer, right? So, yeah, I think Gladiator Bucklet is a very, very good item. I mean, it pairs well with everything, right? It pairs well with any AD build in this game. Great for bosses, exactly, yeah. Very good for single target, for sure. But I mean, imagine, like, I can see a build right now that I would love to play. You go with the Gladiator Bucklet and you get the Helm of the Warbound. This one, for the Scattered Javelins. This also has increased damage, right? So you're gonna do a ton of damage. This is the fun thing. Like, being creative and coming up with, like, methods of using the unique items, I think is important. Right, the next item, it's the Iskallibur, Dylan. I did it. Yeah, I did it. I did it. Okay. Everyone point at me and say, oh, you selfish bastard. I did it. I introduced Iskallibur into the game. And this sword is designed... Well, all of these uniques are designed by me, but it's designed to be fitting a savage playstyle. It's potentially the best AD sword in the game, as it is right now. I don't know. Maybe a legendary sword with lucky hit is better for certain use cases. But it has an attack. It has a base attack roll. It has base attack speed roll. It has a base attack damage roll. And then it has a base attack speed roll, which is standard. Every sword can have these things, as you can see on this one. But the unique suffix that it has is attacking a mob increases your attack damage by 15% in this case. This effect can stack up to 9 times and last for 8 seconds. So that 9 and the 15% rolls randomly. This is a very high rolled one. Okay, this is a very, very good one. So basically, after if you keep attacking, you've increased your damage with 150%. That sword is OP. Yeah, I think if you get a good roll, Iskallibur, you're gonna be happy as an AD user for sure. Is this sword OP for the game? Maybe. Yeah, you do trade, like, you can't really build the best lucky hit with it. So, like, you can't, like, build a life leech build, which I know I've seen AD users that build life leech builds in Vault Hunters using life leech that are very powerful at fighting. You can't really do that with this sword. But apart from that, yeah, as a normal just slapper of things and you don't play with lucky hit, it's very strong. Very, very strong. I'm excited to see people use it. Very excited. I love how you guys are, like, thinking about use cases. It's so good. It's so very good. We need to see that sword in a vault. Well, we need to find it first. I can't use these ones. Do you unlock the transmogs of unique if you find them? And can you transmogrify uniques into other designs? Good question. No, you cannot. This is a very good point that you're bringing up. Uniques cannot be transmogged. You can't transmog out of them, and you can't transmog into them either. Okay, they're not in this list. They are simply uniques. And I think that's super cool. So uniques will always look the way they look, which to me, like, this is a decision that we made ages ago. I can back on this. Like, if the community think it's bad, I can back on it. But I like the idea that if you're playing on a multiplayer server, for example, with your friends, that both of you, like, are wearing this very unique sword. Like, you have one each or whatever. You've collected it. I just feel like lore-wise, it feels better. Does that make sense? Also, important to know with uniques is that uniques cannot be rerolled. They don't even go in the artisan station. So this means, like, when you're hunting for uniques, this is another reason why the codex was important to me. You may want to find like 3 different Iskalliburs. I should actually tell you guys, the Iskallibur is going to be found in the X mark room. Okay? So X mark room enjoyers, that's where you hunt for Iskallibur. And of course, any unique is a very low chance to be found. Let's also look at the Gladiator buckler. The Gladiator buckler is found in villages. Okay, so if you want it, you have to go to villages and find unique crates in the village. The honey stick is found in villages as well. Can unique gear be farmed? Yeah, of course, yeah. That's why the unique codex exists. So you can go and run X mark rooms over and over again. And Vault Hunters also support the idea of you making inscriptions, right? So you can make a vault with like 10 X mark rooms on it and just go for it. That's a great question. I think that uniques should always be able, like, items in the game, the player should be in control of finding them, of trying to, like, of altering their ways of finding stuff. Like, this is something I've learned over the years of developing Vault Hunters. While I love RNG, giving some control to the player, I think is essential. It's very important to give some control to the player to make sure that they feel like they are making choices. Are those more rare the lower level you are? Yes and no. No. They don't really scale with level in rarity. Some may do, but no, not for the most part they don't. And the reason for that is because the items themselves scale, right? Like, this requires level 100, so like the item is already scaled itself. That sword model is beautiful. Yeah, another DGA, like, super model of Doom. Absolutely. What a skilled artist. I love DGA's style of things as well. He has these little outlines on things, and I just think it looks great. I'm such a nerd for, like, transmogs. I think transmogs are so fun. Right, let's move on to the next one. The Frozen Throne. Am I the only one seeing a sink instead of a blue chest plate? I can see that. Yeah. No, just shit on my artist. No, I'm just kidding. No, I can see that. I can see the sink. Damn, now I can't unsee the sink. It's a loo. I think it's nice. Looks like blue shorts with suspenders. This one is interesting, okay? The Frozen Throne is a chest plate that gives you armor and crit hit resistance, so far pretty normal. It then always gives you a level to, or levels to Frost Nova. And the unique feature is that every hit you take has a X%, 5 to 20% chance to cast a level 2 to 7 Frost Nova. The Frozen Luke. Yeah. Now we know what it looks like, a toilet. The Frozen Throne. I didn't even think about that. That's so funny. That's really good. Yeah. Guys, you know what Swain says in League of Legends? All you need to sit on a throne is an ass. It's true. It's true. People on their in their thrones, like, ruling the world. In reality, all you need to sit on a throne is an ass. That's it. Put it on an armor stat. I will equip it. This is how it looks on you. It gives you this nice, like, wing thing as well. Yeah. Another DGA model. And a big T as the chest. Is the freeze duration based on level? So we cast a Frost Nova off a level. And as you can see, the item itself rolls between a Frost Nova level 2 and 7. And the freeze duration is based on that Nova level. So if it were to roll level 2, it's going to cast a level 2 Frost Nova, which is a 4.5 radius and a duration of 3. However, if it was a level 3 Frost Nova, it's a radius of 5 with a 3.5 second duration, and so on and so on. It doesn't cost any mana, by the way. No. And so, yeah, it doesn't drain your mana or anything. It's simply just... I mean, this chestplate... do we have any ice enjoyers in chat that build frost builds in Vault Hunters? I know it's super popular. It's very satisfying to build like a frostbite build or a frozen impact build, something like this. Yeah, me. Okay, there we go. I think it's one of the most popular playstyles in Vault Hunters, and I think this chestplate is going to be what you want to complete your build. You can't roll health, you can't roll extra armor, you can't roll resistance or damage, you can't roll item rarity, item quantity, mana regen, none of that. But you get this unique effect instead. I think this chestplate's gonna be super exciting to see how people play with it. Okay, that's the Frozen Throne. The next item, I believe to be one of the most epic looking models because it's so unique in the game. It's the Rosethorn Ivy. Any Thorn enjoyers in chat that feel like Thorns is good, but it's just not quite there. Thorns is, surely people like it as a secondary stat. I know that. People like it as a secondary stat. Horde mobs die around you. You know, skeletons shoot you, they die. It's nice. But this shield, the Rosethorn Ivy, may... Look at how beautiful it is. Holy. This shield may actually enable... Look at that. Oh my. It may enable a brand new way of building your Thorns build. Because it has base Thorns damage, it has a Thorns damage roll, and then its unique effect is Thorns can now trigger lucky hits. That means, guys, and I played around with this. Yeah, I was playtesting this the other day. When you're running a vault, you can go a lucky hit build, and you can cleave with your Thorn. You can Mana Steal or Life Leech or Fatal Strike with your Thorn. Yeah, it's very, very, very cool. It completely changes how Thorns feels inside vaults. And look, it's not that it's like a chance for it to happen, because I don't like double chance stuff, like lucky hit itself is already a chance. No, it just makes it so that Thorns will always have a chance of lucky hitting. This and this Iskallibur sword, yeah, for example, yeah. Of course, then you're trading off your lucky hit chance, right? As I said earlier, because Iskallibur doesn't have the lucky hit on it. But yeah, it also has 30% increased damage, which works on Thorns, by the way. Some people didn't get this, but increased attack damage works on Thorns. Mana shield with that is insane. There we go. Now you guys are cooking. I may be crazy, but I think Iskall likes lucky hit. Oh no, you're not crazy. I think lucky hit is fantastic mechanic. I'm very proud of lucky hit. It's an Iskall inventation in Vault Hunters. I think it's fantastic. I want to build further onto lucky hit. And we are going to do that with more uniques. For example, okay. I'm about to spoil something, or I'm about to like exclusively tell you guys something. I have a list on my computer, and I believe I have over 60 unique effects on that list that are going to be implemented in the game. 60. And one of them, no, two of them are brand new effects for lucky hits. So for example, I'll give you one of them. Your lucky hits now vortex the mobs. So like, you attack, and if you land a lucky hit, in addition to whatever your talent is doing with your lucky hit, it also vortexes the mobs together. Like, there are so many things we can do with lucky hit mechanic. And as I say, yeah, I got over 60 items or unique effects already figured out. For example, the Gladiator buckler. This was designed, I looked at this, okay? I wrote this last year. And I'm not talking about 2024, I'm talking about 2023, so it's 2 years ago now. How many uniques are there at the moment? Let's count it. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 uniques at the moment. Oh, you just wait. Oh, you just wait. Yeah, you just wait until you see update 18. There it is anyway. That's the Rosethorn Ivy. The last item that's new is the Pacifist sandals. And this is like your classic playstyle specific boots. They don't have armor. They don't have mana regen. They don't have health. They don't have resistance, anything like this. They're Pacifist sandals, but they can roll 35% movement speed. And they can roll 100% knockback resistance. And they get Entropic Bind 1 to 3. I don't know why it shows 1 to 1. It's been a bug in the game for ages. But level 1 to 3 of Entropic Bind. What does Entropic Bind do? It's a great question. Entropic Bind, for those of you... How many in chat enjoys vaults, but, you know, you're struggling with mobs? I think Entropic Bind is the best pacifist or best defensive ability in the game. It's an aura that you activate. It's an ability here. And where is it? Here. This thing. It gives you an aura of entropy, slowing down mobs in a radius around you while active. Is it a mana eater? No, I mean, no. I've played with this myself several times. You have to get some mana regen for sure. Yeah, you have to get some mana regen to maintain it, but I don't think it's bad. In fact, I think Entropic Bind is so underrated because basically it makes the vaults feel a lot calmer. Apparently, I don't know what knockback resistance does. What does it? So the player in Minecraft, when you get hit by something, you move backwards, right? You get knocked back. If you have 100% knockback resistance, that doesn't happen. If you have 50%, you only get moved half of the distance that you would have got moved. So you basically become like a rock solid person. You can't move if you have 100%. Entropic Bind is so OP, says Shaman Dude. Yeah, I think it's pretty strong. I do think it's pretty strong. Entropic Bind. But look, Entropic Bind doesn't loot for you. It doesn't kill for you. It defends you. And it doesn't make you run the vaults faster necessarily. Well, for a very good pacifist player, it will do. Can we call the sandals vroom boots? That's a good name. But yeah, basically you trade armor, you trade like resistance for speed and slowing down mobs. That's the pacifist sandals. And these are, as of update 17, our new unique. 6 new unique items in update 17. And I think they're great. I think they're very fun. I think that's what it's all about though. If you play Vault Hunters to the level where you start farming unique items, you want to have fun in the game. Like you're there to be like, okay, now I want to have as much fun as possible. I got 2 hours to game today. I want to have as much fun as possible. Usually it's fun to be completely OP. Like usually, I think we can all agree. I know that there are people that are like, oh, I need a challenge every time, or I want to sit here and like be challenged constantly. Well, you have that in Vault Hunters as well. And if you want to farm for a unique with a really good roll, like if you want something that has rolled this well, for example, this has a very high increased attack damage roll, mid lucky hit, but very high thorns, you're going to probably have to find several Rosethorn Ivy first. And then when you find it, I mean, it's not permanent. The shield is going to die one day. You know, it's going to break eventually, right? This one actually had a lot of repair slots, but like you find the Frozen Throne and it has 1 repair slot and 2000 durability. That's kind of a big L. It's very satisfying when you can go into a vault and you can cleave 100 mobs and all of them just die. I think so. I think it's very, very satisfying. I got a request to go through the jewels as well in the game. This is the Kaleidoscope. This is a jewel that's already in update 16, and you can find it in the lab. It rolls randomly every time. It may just have 1 affinity on it, but it can have all chest affinities on 1 jewel. It's quite good. It's not super, super rare. And then one thing that is super rare that spawns in the X mark room is the Mana Bloom. This is actually a pretty low roll one. I have never used it, but basically it makes it so that when you loot chests, if you have this in your tool, you're leeching mana from the chests. Yeah, I think it's very good. I've been hunting for it. That's nice though. I like that you guys have been hunting for uniques. That's exactly what they're supposed to be there for. What color do they shine when when on the floor? Uniques? That's a good question. They shine unique. And if they're like in one of those particle things, like in the X mark room, then they will have that same color on the particles. So you can see them very clearly. Where to find uniques, does those chests or crates are different? No, so it's like in the X mark room, the items are actually displayed in front of you. In the X mark room, they will spawn floating in the sky once you've cleared the challenge. It's a little bit different in every room, but you'll understand it when you get there. The uniques in villages will be in unique crates. Yeah. So they'll be in unique crates. A unique crate looks like this if you find it inside the game. I'll spawn one in here and show you guys. This is a unique crate. So you break this, you break it open with your affinity, or it doesn't require affinity, you just break it. And then there will be a unique in there. These crates in update 17 will be in the village and in the factory room. Anyway, unique codex, new unique items, and I'm sure that some people that are watching this are just, wow, okay, there are this many uniques. I didn't know this. For example, Pestilence Wall is one of the coolest shields in the game. It's already in update 16, but basically it turns Entropic Bind poisonous, the slow aura that we spoke about. And so as you're walking, you're poisoning mobs around you. Now think about combining that with Toxic Reaction. where it casts Poison Nova everywhere when mobs dies that are poisoned. There are things like that is very exciting. I think I think in this world, I want to go for that build. I want to try and find the Pestilence Wall at some point. And I hope that people feel with update 17 and the unique codex, you get a lot more info. You're like, okay, I want Inflated Justice because it does splash damage. Okay, so I got to do raid walls. That's sort of where I'm hoping that you guys will be at the end of this. Because unique items are awesome. There it is. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do hit the like button down below. And if you're brand new, consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next episode.